Alright, got a update video for my League Start build, how things have been going for the Lightning Conduit Elementalist that I did my League Start video a little bit before the League started on. Just wanted to kind of show how it's been going, how the plan has worked out, what I've changed up, and stuff like that. So, if you haven't seen the video, I'll link it in the description. For the initial league start, it's mostly just going over the POBs, but I've actually still been following those pretty closely overall. Getting to some of the checkpoints of stuff I wanted has taken quite a bit longer than initially planned due to the nerfs to all the like harvest crafting and just gear acquisition stuff from this league, which has been a bit rough, but it's still worked out pretty well. I'm currently level 96 in hardcore trade Kalandra League, so it's doing well. And yeah, like my passive tree, I still have the melding set up because I don't have another good source of energy shield to help my ghost shrouds, which in the first video and in the POB I was going to get the Burden of Truth belt from Awakener, which I think is still going to be my plan here. Another option though is getting Shadow Stitch, unique body armor that you can get from Temple Corrupting normal rarity sacrificial garbs. It just has a lot of armor evasion and energy shield, and so it gets you a pretty good amount, not quite as much ES as the belt, but then if you're lucky you can get one with like some, it always has 2 corruption implicits because that's how it's made. So if you get one with like plus AoE gems or something, it could be really solid as well, but pretty RNG. But other than that, yeah, I'm on that same setup. I think my passive tree looks a little different. Like I don't have Arcane Sanctuary. I've got some other stuff. I actually have Tireless and a little bit of extra reduced mana cost. This is because I don't have reduced mana cost on all my gear yet. I'm going to try to fit in some Grand Spectrums. I currently have the Endurance Charge and Frenzy Charge ones. I'm just waiting to find a max life one. But then the gear is basically following the initial plan, which is just getting like life and res and suppression and stuff. It's been tough, so I'm kind of scraping along with what I've been able to find. Getting Singularity was really big. Singularity is super good. But not too much to do here. For the gear and the passive tree stuff, I'll also have a snapshot POB of my character right now in the description. But the gem stuff, there's nothing really too special. I'm actually running a Clarity to help with some mana stuff at the moment. I think I'm pretty close to being able to drop this, hopefully. I'll definitely be able to very soon if I craft a flat minus cost on one of my pieces of jewelry, but I've been trying to avoid it because I'm pretty sure as soon as I do that, I'm probably going to mess up my Flame Dash and make it cost less mana than it takes to trigger a level 1 Arcane Surge, which wouldn't be good. But other than the Clarity, all the gems are pretty much the same. I don't have my Divine Blessing in yet, which is another thing I'm pretty close to doing. It's kind of finicky figuring out exactly how I want to do it. So instead I have a Hydrosphere set up and a Stormbrand set up, which actually works really well for mapping, having the 2 separate ones. Hydrosphere has been awesome. It's currently been, my mapping setup is increased AoE, LE Prolif, Ice Bite. I was doing it with Onslaught for a while, but I have Onslaught boot thing, so don't really need it now. And the Hydrosphere is capable of killing mobs. So having the Ice Bite's kind of nice. You get Frenzy Charges occasionally. Or until I get the Frenzy Charges from the Grand Spectrum. And then my Stormbrand is linked to Unbound Ailments, so that's how I get my actual higher shocks, which I'm only getting 60% shocks, not 65. I'm still missing a little bit of ailment effect. Mostly helmet implicit, and then a bit elsewhere. I forget exactly right now, but Unbound Ailments, and then just Hex, Touch, Conductivity, so I don't have to cast all those things. And it works pretty well. I mostly just map dashing around with Hydrosphere, and then occasionally casting Conduit, and occasionally casting Stormbrand. And it works good. The damage is solid, considering I have no damage auras, and I'm pretty heavily focused on defense. But just run a quick map to kind of show things off. That's where the build's sitting. I'm having fun with it. I think Lightning Conduit's a really fun skill. There's still a lot for my character to improve, which is cool, but it's a bit of a slog trying to get there at the moment, unfortunately. Run a map. You guys can see what we're working with. So, again, the white mobs in these maps pretty much die to just the Hydrosphere. The Hydrosphere starts pulsing as soon as I shield charge into it, because I shield charge into it and shock it. That was a big lag spike. And then when there's stuff alive still, I just will tap the lightning conduit and it usually finishes things off. And then if I notice that there's like a really tanky rare mob, after all that, I will drop a Stormbrand on it to finish that off. But overall, it's actually like less than a 2-button build for a lot of mapping. It's like a 1.5 button thing. In terms of like, it's like Bladefall Blade Blast if you didn't have to cast the Blade Blast for a lot of the packs. Which is really solid. See, like Hydrosphere just gets everything, and then Lightning Conduit cleans up the stragglers. I've been enjoying the playstyle quite a lot. The biggest thing that scares me while I'm mapping is pretty much just dots. A lot of burning ground effects and like occasionally big ignites are a problem. But other than that, it's been pretty fine. So the damage is pretty decent. It's going to get a lot better. I'm still on a 5-link. I don't have Divine Blessing. Those two things alone, I think. If I was to get an Awakened added Lightning on top of what I'm currently at, which would be the first Awakened gem I try to go for, and, I mean, it would take a while to get to level 5, I guess. I don't think Faceter's lenses are as accessible. But that would be a big boost, and then that plus the Divine Blessing is probably in the neighborhood of 70% more damage from those total, maybe even more than that. See right there, I stood on the degen after killing the mob and my HP actually moved. But yeah, a lot to be gained from other gear upgrades as well, like getting some plus spell level rolls and things. But the build's doing well. So I think that's pretty much all I wanted to show. It's kind of how it's been working out, which I think overall it's been good. It's been, this build being fun and working pretty well has been the one thing that's kept me interested a lot in playing a bunch this league, because otherwise I think I'd be playing a lot less, waiting for the patches to come save the day, hopefully. Yeah. That's all I got. Thanks for watching. Fun update. See ya.